Gaza, a name you've been hearing through the last several days now, ever since Israel and Hamas war broke out. It's a small territory of about 360 square kilometers, which was already experiencing a severe humanitarian crisis before the current hostilities broke out. The Gaza aid move is the first crack in a punishing 10-day siege on the Palestinian enclave after the deadliest single attack on Israelis in history. Here's all you need to know about this now. Now, concerns are mounting about dwindling supplies and warnings of a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. The Rafah crossing is the only way in or out of Gaza not controlled by Israel. The Rafah crossing has remained shut during the war as Israel has struck the Palestinian side and is piled up in convoys of trucks waiting in Egypt. Israeli leaders agreed to Biden's request to allow aid into the besieged Gaza Strip via Egypt. The Israeli Prime Minister's office stated that Rafah crossing agreement was limited to food, water and medicine and conditional on it not being used by Hamas. Biden said Egypt president agreed to let up to 20 trucks through initially, and the US president added the shipment would likely not cross until Friday as the road around the crossing needs repairs. Now, UN humanitarian chief Martin Griffiths estimated that about 100 trucks per day were needed to meet the demand in Gaza. Egyptian presidential spokesperson announced the sustainable passage of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip through the Rafah crossing. However, he did not specify a date. Biden said the UN would distribute the aid on the other side and that a second tranche was possible depending on how it goes. But he warned that if Hamas confiscates it, doesn't let it get through, then it's going to end. Our principal diplomatic correspondent Sidhant Sibal sends us this ground report from Tel Aviv. Sidhant has been covering the conflict from the ground for us since the escalations in the region. Take a look at this.
The situation here in Israel remains one of cautiousness and one of worry amidst, of course, the situation of the hostages. Now, the biggest worry for the government is the release of the hostages who are still in the custody of Hamas, and almost on a daily basis we have seen the family members of those hostages holding protests, hoping against hope that their loved ones will be released very soon. Israel has suffered its worst terror attack, and amidst this we know that there have been visits of several world leaders including US President Joe Biden, also German Chancellor and European leaders. Now we will see the visit of the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who travels to this country and show his country's support to the people of Israel. But when it comes to the global issue, the big worry also remains on the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Now, it has been agreed that from Egypt through Rafah border, the humanitarian aid will be sent to Gaza, and this was agreed after the visit of the US president. So, several developments in the region. The big worry remains that whether there will be a de-escalation or further escalation that can impact the stability of the West Asian region. With video journalist Sidhant Sibal for WION in Tel Aviv, Israel.